friends, I am still standing. Yeah. Sonnet number 42 by William Shakespeare. That thou hast her, it is not all my grief, and yet it may be said I loved her dearly. That she had thee is of my wailing chief, a loss of love that touches me more nearly. Loving offenders, thus I will excuse ye. Thou dost love her because thou knowest I love her, and for my sake even so doth she abuse me, suffering my friend for my sake to approve her. If I lose thee, my loss is my love's gain, and losing her, my friend hath found that lost. Both find each other, and I lose both twain, and both for my sake lay on me this cross. But here's the joy, my friend and I are one. Sweet flattery, then she loves but me alone. Sonnet 42. If this is not a confusing sonnet, you have not been with me those 42 days, or you're just a genius. I mean, it's very confusing, at least for me in the beginning when I read it. I had to read it at least 10 times, do a bit of research, and then figure out what's going on. So here we clearly have the third person introduced, this lady that both the poet loves and also the fair youth potentially loves. However, we'll digest this now. So in the beginning, there's this statement that with them having each other, the fair youth and this woman, this lady, it's not for the poet. It's much harder for him because he loves the fair youth more than the lady. So the fact that she has him and not the poet is even more hurtful than the fact that the fair youth has her. So he's jealous, basically. Loving offenders, thus I will excuse ye. So there's this line that basically says, you both offend me, but I will, it's justifiable, and here's why. And then he goes on, so this is in the second quatrain, where he explains that basically the fair youth, he believes that the fair youth loves this lady because he knows that the poet loves her. And the lady herself loves the fair youth because she basically wants for the poet to be jealous because she loves the poet. So, and for my sake, even so that she abused me. So she continues to be with the poet, or at least I guess maybe to abuse me is that justification of the doing it. So loving the fair youth in order to make the poet jealous, abuse me, suffering my friend for my sake to approve her. So I mean, maybe that's too much of a contemporary interpretation, but she is being with the fair youth in order to make the poet love her more and appreciate her more, I believe. And then, so that's one of the justifications. So basically none of them love each other for the sake of loving each other. They love each other for the sake of the poet. So the reasoning is, the motivation is again that relationship with the poet, that is not straightforward. Something has happened there. Very complicated. And then he goes on to say that basically if he loses the fair youth, the loss is the gain of his love, the lady, and if he loses her, my friend had found that loss. So again, his friend, again love, has found that loss. So in any case, there's no loss in a way. However, for the poet, there will be a loss if they both find each other, which has happened. He loses both twain, both loses them separately, and they both, because they are together for his sake, because of the poet, lay this cross on him to carry. But there's the turn in the rhyming couplet, which basically say that the joy is that because he considers himself and his friend, the fair youth, one, so they are more than, obviously more than friends. He refers to it here more metaphorically, so that I guess there's no more confusion with the word love. But my friend and I are one, so they're this one person, and therefore this means that she loves only one person, and that is the poet, because if she loves the fair youth and they are one, the poet and the fair youth, again she loves the poet. So sweet reasoning, yes, at the end, and it's also very interesting that this sonnet kind of just lays this love triangle and focuses on it, and sort of the poet really tries to justify the fair youth and this lady being in love and being separate from him. I guess in some cases in a bit maybe unreasonable way. It's all play of words, really. There's a lot of play here, but in the end the poet believes that his the love that comes from that lady is for him, and this is because the relationship with the fair youth is so strong that they are just one. I hope you liked it. I hope you're not too confused, and I've shed some light on the content of this sonnet, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the next video.